Hello again. Before we begin, grab a coffee and notebook, and let's make up for some lost time. Let's dive into the language of English idioms for time and deadlines. Against the clock, hurrying to meet a deadline. The team is working against the clock to finalize the presentation before the client arrives. But what if you have the opposite problem and find yourself with time to spare? Well, kill time. Fill waiting time. Since my meeting was pushed back an hour, I decided to kill time by clearing out my inbox. Instead of just waiting around, some people prefer to use their time strategically to stay far ahead of everyone else, ahead of the curve. Early, advanced, or ahead of current trends. Adopting cloud project management tools early kept their agency ahead of the curve. On the flip side, if you fail to stay ahead and fall behind that curve, you can quickly end up in a very tough spot, behind the 8 ball, in a difficult, high-pressure position. Losing our primary supplier right before peak season really put us behind the 8 ball. When you're stuck in a high-pressure position like that, you usually need a last-second rescue to pull you through, in the nick of time. Just before a deadline, at the last possible moment. The legal team approved the contract amendments in the nick of time, minutes before the signing ceremony. And hey, even if your response isn't perfectly on schedule, delivering late results is still much better than delivering nothing at all. Better late than never. It is better to do something late than not to do it at all. Thank you for sending over the project feedback. It's better late than never. Of course, we want to avoid those delays entirely, especially when a project hits its most intense and critical phase. Crunch time. A critical, intense period of work just before a major deadline. It's crunch time now. We need to pull together to launch the website by midnight. Once you push through that intense pressure and successfully hit the deadline, it's finally time to stop and rest. Call it a day. Stop working for the rest of the day. We've covered all the main agenda items, so let's call it a day and see you all tomorrow. That works perfectly for wrapping up a single day, but some massive corporate objectives require a much larger timeline. Long haul. An extended effort or long-term commitment. Building brand trust in a new international market is definitely a long haul. In contrast to those major commitments, other operational tasks are quick, brief, and easily managed. Short haul. A brief period of time or effort. This quick system update is just a short haul. It should only take a few days. But whether a task is a long haul or a short haul, everything can fall apart if major changes are suddenly forced upon you at the absolute last second, at the 11th hour, at the very last moment. The marketing director approved the budget at the 11th hour, just as the campaign was going live. While sudden, last-minute changes are usually highly stressful, sometimes an unexpected shift brings a rare, incredible opening. Once in a lifetime, a very rare, unique opportunity. Landing a partnership with a global industry leader was a once-in-a-lifetime break for our firm. When that kind of massive opportunity appears, you can immediately feel the pressure mounting because the window to act is rapidly closing. Ticking clock. A constant sense of urgency or running out of time. With our funding set to expire in 2 months, we are operating against a ticking clock. Thankfully, that heavy sense of urgency begins to lift once you finally pass the hardest milestones and enter the absolute final phase of execution, the home stretch. The final phase of an activity or project. We've finished the design and development. Now we are in the home stretch of user testing. Finally, once you successfully cross that finish line, it's time to accelerate your efforts and fully recover any ground you might have lost during earlier delays. Make up for lost time. Compensate for a previous delay by working faster or harder. Now that the technical issues are resolved, we need to double our output to make up for lost time. That is all, folks. Keep watching and keep learning. And in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.